Hello, everybody. Today we're playing with Betor, and Ancestor's Voice is a 5 mana 3/5 with two, a white, a black, and a green, which is Adzan, for a legendary creature Spirit Dragon. Has flying and lifelink. And at the beginning of your end step, put a number of 1/1 counters up to one other target creature you control equal to the amount of life you gain this turn. And return up to one target creature card with mana less than or equal to the amount of life you've lost this turn from your graveyard to your battlefield. So that has a pretty strong effect for this dragon. One of the advantages, the dragon has lifelink. So if he hits, you get to put 3 counters to a creature. And if you lost life, you can return a creature. I like this dragon. This dragon is pretty good for its both effects. I thought the losing life effect was a bit more difficult to achieve, but by being in 3 colors, there are several lands, especially the Modern Horizons, like lands that are spells or a land. You just lose land by playing them untapped, and you normally do that effect anyway. There's also Pain lands, which are lands that lose one life, and you can play the Shock lands that also lose 2 life when you play them. So you really don't need that many other effects to activate his reanimation effect. This is a pretty low to the ground deck, and we play for the first effect. So when we gain life, we put counters on creatures. So we have creatures that like gaining life because they get stronger and they synergize with our commander. We have our ramp package for our early game, so you can play the creatures, interact, then play with our commander. Other good cards are Whip of Erebos, giving all our creatures lifelink, so we immediately get the effect. Let's see how we do with Betor Ancestor's Voice. Okay, we go first, we have removal. I think we keep, because there's a risk we may not have stuff. We need a white, so it has to be the card we have, has to have white. It's our only option. It's available. This is good. Play the Boseiju. Nobody else. They can Chatterfang the next turn. We have Forest, so it's a threat. Here we got some options. Ideal like Glissa, they are in black. I'd like to save the Glissa. We can pressure them with the Adonto. And if they have any sort of minus counters, we can play around that. Okay, because we have this card, let's go for the hit. See if they want to block. Oop. And let's play Glissa. But if they want to play Chatterfang, it'll be at a price. And if they remove the creature, we can bring it back. We're a little bit short on lands, which worries me. You can always search for one. Okay. See if they have the 2. Cutthroat, we can remove that. It doesn't block. Do we get anything? We're hitting now? No. So, remove 3 cards for a permanent. Let's get a life. We have lands. What are we searching for? I think I want 2 removal spells when I'm looking here. 2 mana removal spells to be specific. So we can Solitude. I think Solitude may have to be it. Let's see if we have something else. Do a quick double check. We can Swords. Solitude would lose as a card for its effect, so we can wait. In their turn, we want to interact so we can play our commander next turn. We can make the Adanta larger so we don't have to take a life. Here we're gonna sort until they tap out. Alright. Let's get a plains here. Opponent probably has protection. Let him pay it. So that means if they give indestructible, they can't defend with an indestructible creature next turn. Alright, he does instant speed. Gets his tokens. Alright, he wants to deal with the Glissa. It's fine. We gave up a significant advantage here. I believe we got options here. We can destroy the land to make it very difficult for them, but they still get to play it. Chatterfang's gonna come next turn. I think the Cutthroat, because he can exile a bunch of cards, he will get tokens. We can go for our commander here, but we have no life gain, which I think it's not that great. So our options here is to take out the Cutthroat, or we can wait for Chatterfang to do that. Play our commander here. We can bring him back, right? Yeah, let's pay the 4. This is just a better option. Sacrifice some life, get Glissa back. If he plays Chatterfang, we can burrow. If he tries to kill Glissa, we can bring him back. And we have the whip to give our creatures lifelink. Interesting he goes for these hits. So what are my thoughts here? Definitely hit It's a play here. Wavery's taking the 2. I think this hit looks like he wants to play a Toxic Deluge and doesn't want to pay that much life. Or has a Languish, which is -4 to the board. So I'm going to go for this play. I will take damage here. It's fine. I'm not risking losing my commander. I'm playing around Languish. Okay, he wants to Toxic for 5. Yep. It's okay. Here, I think we're exiling his artifact, or we can make 3 tokens and get our creature, 2 tokens, get our creature back. Or is it better to deny him? He didn't play. He didn't get a land, so let's get Glissa back. This is a great fighter. They do get a card. If they play Chatterfang, it is dying. Okay. I'm going for the offense. I think we need to whip here, because we need to whip. Let's play the bat. Let's play the whip. Now let's see if he wants to block. Oh, it's not enchantment. So what do we do? I think we can draw here. Will he sacrifice his token? No. Okay. Making board. Creatures we can bring back. Option number 1 is we take this guy out. We go for hits. We put him on a clock. I like it. We got Solitude. With him. He can select. It's kind of like the villager here. I'm gonna make his board larger, I assume. Okay, Chatterfang. Let's see if he does something in response. Alright, GG, so we're able to pressure him. Chatterfang was gonna die. And we were gonna pressure lethal. Yeah, Whip of Arrow is pretty good inclusion, giving our creatures lifelink. And the synergy with Adanta with our commander is quite nice. Paying for life and then bringing a creature back. Gaming clutch. GG's. Okay, we're against Nicol Bolas, the Ravager. We have a pretty strong start. Problem is they have hand disruption, but let's see. Here we have two options. I like Guide of Souls first because he scales and the opponent has removal. He was gonna die anyway, so this allows us to scale. I think we play a Grain here. A Channeler, its life, a little bit stronger. He can destroy one of his mana rocks. He wants to take 2 turns to do that. Yep, it happens. Here I think I like the option. And more creatures. Oh, was pretty desperate from the start. We get to play our commander next turn. We have ways to deal with it. There we go. Let's search for removal. Let's see if they have a counter spell for 1. Okay, we have Languish. Languish is the cheapest one. It plays around Spell Pierce. And it's our only option. Oh, we have Bitter. Bitter Triumph. I believe we dismember. I think we pay the life. It sounds weird, but let's do this. Play around as much as possible to 1 mana counterspell. The other option is to lose a little bit less life, but it's the same play. The only card that can save it are protection spells, but normally Nicol Bolas runs counter magic. And the only 1 mana other than playing Swan Song that gives us a bird, which is fine, is a Spell Pierce that makes we have to pay 2. So we lose a bit more life, but we gain it back with a rabbit, so it's fine. We have to deal with the shield. I don't know why the opponent is mad if he turn 2 board wipe our pretty much our mulligan. Even if they play their dragon next turn, I think we play our own. We get to pay 3. We get to bring back the Channeler. So we have good options. What I like about the commander is there's a lot of hidden synergies with a bunch of cards. Like the lands from Outer Horizons where you pay life, and because you pay life you can bring small creatures. Probably the most difficult thing is to gain life, but You can have creatures that do that. Enchantments, artifacts can get that effect. Makes it quite versatile. The only difficult thing is protecting the commander. 5 mana is on the ballpark where it becomes very difficult to defend. There's only one good cheap card that can get it back, which is Reanimate. What other than that, you just gotta hope we hit our land drops. You want to play him a second time. And his effect is instant, so if we play it on any of before combat or after combat, the opponent responds, we don't get the effect. I can play the tune here too, and it's cheaper. I think we do this. Get our commander, save the counter magic. If they don't, we can just replay him next turn, no problems. The safer play would be to play the knight. But that gives the Vigrix's player, which is in these colors, to draw cards, gain a board wipe. Here we just have to not give them time, pressure the life total, so they get desperate and draw instead of having removal counter magic open. And GG's, we got there. Good early game, and our removal spell was enough to beat the dragon. GG's. Alright, let's see if we can get there. Let's start with the elf. There was the argument to play the pilgrim there. I think on hindsight the pilgrim was better. Because we'd have played the rhino. Guess I misplayed. Should have thought about that line. Okay, to get the ramp. What do we need? We need a black. We have double green. So let's get a white. With the surveil. Alright, he plays his commander, we can deal with it. I think we play our dragon here. Most mana efficient play. Everything else is a bit slow. Interesting, he went for full white. Is he risking playing his commander? Yeah. Plays Magda. Alright, Magda's scary. We deal with it. If the opponent has any sort of interaction, we immediately know. And he doesn't get it back. So we have double blacks. So I would like to get the area list. Let's get this one. Yeah. That's hit. Big time to hit. So I'd like to go for multiple hits here. This guy hit is a 3/4, so we can turn it to a 4. So our thoughts here. Go here. The reason being, you may easily play a creature, give stats to Feather. Feather can block. Your D-Spark is not that great unless he has an expensive permanent. Here we need to just outrace him. Will he play better? But he does have a blocker. We got there, we were fast enough. GG's. I guess we're surveilling, dealing with that guy. What are we looking for? Probably... I don't know. A card that scales would be good. Easy taking out the rabbit would be funny. Fine. Gonna regret that after we play the bat. What do I want? Probably double black, because I've been needing black. We already have enough white. Thoughtseize is good. Sure. Let's see what we're working with. So both are pirates. Either plays a pirate for 2 or 4. He gets to play the 4. Yeah. Okay, we need a black. Try to shut him down. Buy time. What do we assemble the team for? Do I need to assemble a team for? Well, guess we disrupt them enough. GG's. I'll go first. Let's have interaction. Same. I think the problem with this deck is we draw our life gain pieces, but not our payoffs. I think we need to surveil, because we don't have a good turn 2. We need a white. We have a green, white, double green is more important than black? I think so. If we don't play the rabbit, there's no use. Yeah, we need to hit our lands. Okay. Get another surveil land. I have to deal with that. Do we want more life? I think we do. This has the risk of going out of control. I think we just play it. We have such a slow hand. We have to stall. I can get blockers here. Maybe Fellothars. Oh, he needs the color. I think we with the Eiganjo. We pay the 2, suspect he has a mana tie. Do we need to I think we don't risk it. We're so behind. It's worth it. We have the rabbit. Do you go for a hit? Yeah, sure. Do you want to burn interaction? It's fine. Most likely, once he gets the piece, we would able to tutor and get him, but barely enough. We're barely able to get there. Taking out the elf, won us the game. GG's. for the Poisoning Rat with the Ancestor's Voice. This dragon is good. It has the disadvantage is we are stuck in colors without blue. So our matchups into slower control decks become very difficult. Our best tools to beat them are using discard effects like Thought Seize and Duress. So we added these in. And board wipe protection like Drawn's Truce. The problem is there's not enough in a deck like this. We have 4 or 5 ways to protect the board, but they're not reliable. So the matchup into control becomes very difficult. We have to be fast enough to beat them, but if you don't have the protection effects, they'll just board wipe us once or twice. If they only have one board wipe, our commander's very good to as a comeback mechanism because we can pay life with our lands, get the dragon out, the dragon will return another creature, so now we immediately have a threat for our next turns. Still, one of the other disadvantages is we play pretty much we're pretty much in a crossroads where we're slow enough that aggro becomes an issue, but we're not fast enough to beat control. So it ends up being in that middle ground where we rely so much into our starting hand and into our future draws. Pretty much leaning to that mid-range plan. When it works, it's pretty much a guaranteed win, going for a Duress and then a Bat, and from there on out, it's very easy to get a win. But then we have the other side of the matchup where we play a ramp piece, they destroy it. Turn 2, then we play a creature, they destroy it, and then we have not much else. Our commander is very expensive. Very rarely we get to play him more than once or twice a game, but if he sticks on the board, usually game over in too many decks. Of course, other matchups are the really high toughness creature decks that have a lot of power. So we need to have interaction into them. We have very cheap interaction spells to deal with them. But our card draw effect, especially in these color combination, is a bit difficult to achieve. Necropotence is quite nice in the deck. We get to play a lot of life, reanimate the creatures, because we gain a lot of life from our other sources. Paying the life doesn't become an issue. The problem is if we want to use Necrodominance, all our reanimation effects get shut down because it exiles all our creatures when they die. So that's why I don't run the other card draw. Black Mark Connection is also pretty good. We have Gix as well to gain card advantage. But this deck really suffers as we don't have blue. If this deck had blue, we're able to run Counter Magic to protect our board. We were able to draw more card draw effects. And the green is nice, but it hasn't really been something I particularly prefer over another color. Still, the dragon is quite good. Is it almost an Ajani Pridemate effect for your entire board? And if you can get there, you can absolutely win. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment below which other commanders would you like me to play. Thanks for watching.